The excitement of high school sports is in the air, and Sideline Chatter Spotlight here to bring you the best in the scholastic scene. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Tober. Welcome to Sideline Chatter Spotlight. We're here at historic Woodman Field in Montclair. The 2013 high school football season is upon us. Let's take a look at some of the top teams in North Jersey. Let's begin with the non-publics. Paramus Catholic returns the great Jabril Peppers. Headed to Michigan, outstanding cornerback. St. Joe's with Mark Fasati, their outstanding linebacker. They're a team to watch in non-public Group 3. DePaul with Kai Hester, the Rutgers-bound receiver. Certainly a favorite in non-public 2. Pope John, St. Peter's in non-public 4. Certainly teams to watch. Among the Essex teams, Seton Hall Prep with running back Nasir Austin. Should be a very interesting year among the non-publics. And Group 1. This should be a real battle in North 1 Group 1. Cedar Grove and Pompton Lakes, last year's finalists, both loaded again this year, and both have great expectations in 2013. The Panthers with quarterback Joe Slattery, wide receivers David Njoku headed to Rutgers, and Paul Rufo. Just a great offensive juggernaut is Cedar Grove. But then you have Butler, returns 16 of 22 starters. Jason Luciani takes over as head coach. That should be a great section. And North 2 Group 1, Hoboken won it last year. A new kid on the block in terms of this section, Shabazz. Darnell Grant's team was in Central Jersey Group 2 last year. Now they're in Group 1, could make plenty of noise. In Group 2, Madison returns quite a bit on defense under Chris Kubik. They've won 37 in a row. They may have graduated the great Justin Goodwin, who's now at Rutgers, the fine running back, but there's plenty left in the arsenal. Caldwell, they lost another all-time performer in Sonny Puzo, the Trinity-bound quarterback, but Joe Salter will take over as a signal caller, and the Chiefs should be strong once again. Mountain Lakes, under Darryl Fusco, always a tough team as well. And Group 3, it should be an interesting mix of teams to watch, and Lakeland is a team a lot of people are talking about in North 1. I've heard a lot of great things about the Lancers in the preseason, and you got to think that they're going to be one of the teams to watch along with the other ones you see right there. And Group 4, a team that's entered the fray now is Phillipsburg. And North 2 Group 4, the State Liners certainly in terms of tradition have to be considered a team to watch. In Group 5, a defending champion Mounties who play their home games here. They won North 1 Group 5 last year. They should be pressed this year by Union City and Hackensack. Wilbur Valdez has a fine team for his Hudson County-based Union City squad, while Hackensack under Benji Wimberly is certainly going to be formidable. And North 2 Group 5, certainly Piscataway is always in the picture. And Linden under Deion Candia has an outstanding backfield. Elizabeth has to reload a bit, but you can never count out the Minutemen, who are always tough under John Quinn. That's a brief look at what we might expect as the season moves on. There's going to be a big vote in December to see whether they'll expand the playoffs to have group champions. But for now, we have the sectional championships to play for and plenty to look at for the 2013 football season. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the team that won North 1 Group 5 last year, the Montclair Mounties.
Check out the newest state-of-the-art health club and training facility, 360 Fitness. We are a full-service family fitness center at a 30,000 square foot facility. 360 Fitness offers a full line of brand new life fitness equipment, hammer strength equipment, plus personal training and group fitness classes like spin and Zumba. Our turf fields offer sports-specific training areas. We partnered up with Test Football and Sports Academy to give the most intense training in the area for baseball, lacrosse, soccer, football, basketball, speed and agility, and more. Watch your kids train from the comfort of our waiting room. Try us free for a week. 360 Fitness, Greenbrook Road, Fairfield.
We open up September 12th against North Bergen. We've been working since August 12th in preparation. I think it was a very challenging schedule for us. A lot of those teams that were in the playoffs this past year. So we know we have a tough schedule ahead, but I think the kids have worked really hard in the off season, in the summertime, and now through preseason. And our preseason scrimmage schedule is really good also. So we prepared them for the upcoming season with the opponents that we play in preseason in our scrimmage schedule. So, yeah, I think we're ready for the season.
Taking leadership on this line, you've been here a long time. How's the line coming along? It's an important part of this whole foundation.
I have to say we had our growing pains during the summer because we have a couple young guys. Juniors stepping up, but so far I've just been trying to help these guys out as much as I can. I mean, I've been here for a long time, so I know how things should be run. I've taken a little bit of pressure off Coach Kahn, our offensive line coach, helping him out with the guys during practice, during team, during scrimmages. When he can't be there to help us, I'll give him a reminder to do what they're supposed to do. So, yeah, we're going along very well. I think we're going to be really good. There's going to be no drop-off from us.
Yeah, I like to just piggyback on that a little bit. That Greg is really like a coach on the field. He knows our blocking schemes as well as anybody. And some of the things in the scrimmages that we had, you'll see him barking out instructions, pointing to linebackers, telling people who they're blocking, plus do his job, snap the ball, and do what he has to do. So we're fortunate to have someone like him in the middle of our line who really is an extension of a coach on the field. And, so in that respect, with the other guys being so young, we're just thankful that we have him in the middle, taking care of all that stuff.
Greg, of the new guys on the line, is there anybody that you've seen has improved over the summer that can really make a big impact?
I think all of them. I think you're going to see Michael Giles, number 59. He's really improved. He played a little bit of guard last year for us, but this year he moved to tackle. He moved to left tackle. James Gathers is another one at the right tackle spot. And then we have the two guards, Chris Mangum and Chris Diaz, who are two big bodies that I've really seen improvement over the summer. So hopefully they'll start to grow and everything will become more easier for them.
Well, I think we've settled in on Elijah as our quarterback. But that being said, there are different things. All three quarterbacks bring a little different to the table, even Gerard Brown a little bit. Gerard is basically is a jack of all trades. He's playing 2 or 3 positions offensively. But with Will and Elijah right now being our starting safety, I think the coaching staff and Coach Fiore included on this is that we're very comfortable if we're to rest Elijah and bring Will in to run the offense. Will's very accurate passer, can run the ball. He knows our offense too. Elijah had some growing pains throwing the ball, but he knows our offense, and his escapability out of the pocket if things do break down is a plus for us. And his calmness. For a first-year quarterback, he's very calm in the pocket, doesn't panic, has a good sense of what we need to do. I think the more reps he gets, the more comfortable he'll be throwing the ball with our receivers, because we do have a nice group of skilled guys around him that can make big plays. So I think we're fortunate. We're fortunate to have 2 guys that are very capable of handling the position, which is rare, at a high school level.
Well, this year it was, I want to say, easy because of the coaching staff being on my side the whole entire way through, and then having people like Greg DeFranco and Kenny Rosario and Lil Klein also being on my side. Greg, he's been there for me. Even last year, he's been helping me out with coverages, protection and stuff like that. This year, he's been doing the same thing. Lil Klein, if I had a question, I've always asked him. Kenny, he's always been there. If I had a question, I've asked him. And then in the off season, working with these guys too, also made it easy for me to step in and take a starting role.
I had a breakout year at receiver last year. What's changed for you, and how have you been able to adapt to the new quarterback?
I don't think anything really changed, because my goal when I was leaving was working all season with Elijah to make sure we had the same chemistry, or even better chemistry than me and Nate had. Me and Nate last year really didn't work too much in the all season. During the spring, but me and Elijah since January, we're working together hopefully every single day in the field for each other. So now when we step on the field, everything is easy for us. Not easy.
What do you expect to see from not only you 2 and but also the interior guys?
Me and Austin, Greg DeFranco, Chris Mangum, a lot of these guys, we started pretty early. The all-spring worked very well and very hard over the off-season. We had a very well defensive line last year, and I plan and I expect to have a very well defensive line again, this year. So that being said, me and Austin at the end are gonna get after it. We have to get after it. We know every game we have on our schedule is gonna be a fight. So we got to practice very hard through the whole season. So it's going to be very well. It's going to be long very well. So.
We started early, like me, Greg, Mike, and Darius. I know we started from January in the weight room. It might have been cold. We didn't care. We went outside. We worked our butts off. We worked with Coach Oliver in the off season a little bit, and and got our technique right. And this year, like Darius said, we expect nothing less. We expect 30 sacks all around from everywhere, maybe even more. And I expect nothing less than that. Our defensive line is going to be dominant. It's going to help our linebackers and everything else. And when it's all said and done, I think we'll all be happy with the result.
What do you appreciate about the history of Montclair football in terms of going way back?
Going way back, my dad always used to tell me the stories, their pack games and the tradition. And even my grandfather went to Glenridge High School, said, Montclair's always had it. You go back to Aubrey Lewis, all the way back, we come up to his grandson, Aubrey, the third. And, just the tradition that's involved is you're not going to get it anywhere else. From Butch Fortunato to Coach Fieri to everybody, it's so rich tradition, it's almost like a temptation. You want to play for him, and, I got the opportunity and I said, absolutely, I want to come to Montclair High, and best thing that ever happened to me.
There's been some changes. East Orange has a new look coaching staff. They lost a lot of assistants. West Orange is a new head coach. Senior has a lot of depth, a lot of numbers. How do you see the SEC American? I know you haven't seen all these teams early on, but do you have any feel for the division?
Yeah, the feel is, I think it'll be very competitive. The teams you mentioned, obviously, we're very conscious of the programs, the rivalry that we have with those teams, and I've told the kids in June, and since we first got together, that you're circled on probably everyone's schedule, because you won the SEC, you won the state championship. People are going to be up for you. You're going to get everybody's best effort. No one's not going to come here, or we're not going to go to a place and they're not going to be sky high for us. So in terms of, we know it's going to be a tough schedule, and those games will be tough. And we've talked about it early and often, just to make sure that we are mentally prepared for those kind of games, those upcoming games. So yeah, I think it'll be a very competitive league again. I think it's balanced. Those teams you mentioned and us, we're all kind of in the same boat. But we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to it. The history-laden Montclair Mounties, one of the teams to watch in 2013. It should be a great football season for everyone. From the fuzzy Furlong Fieldhouse at the Woodman Complex, I'm Steve Tober. Thanks for watching Sideline Chatter Spotlight.
Check out the newest state-of-the-art health club and training facility, 360 Fitness. We are a full-service family fitness center at a 30,000 square foot facility. 360 Fitness offers a full line of brand new life fitness equipment, hammer strength equipment, plus personal training and group fitness classes like spin and Zumba. Our turf fields offer sports-specific training areas. We partnered up with Test Football and Sports Academy to give the most intense training in the area for baseball, lacrosse, soccer, football, basketball, speed and agility, and more. Watch your kids train from the comfort of our waiting room. Try us free for a week. 360 Fitness, Greenbrook Road, Fairfield.